will. The Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right. Every president, governor, mayor, police officer, military member, the Lord orchestrated all of that. All right. All of that. All right. So with that being said, we understand that the world is entering into martial law. Okay. So what that means is you people, you need to know how you should be acting during martial law. Okay. How should you be behaving yourself during martial law? It's amazing that this app keeps closing out like that. It's amazing. All right. How should you be behaving yourself during the time of martial law? This is Matthew 5:25, and it reads, "Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison." Who is your adversary? Okay? Your adversary is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? Who was the adversary of Trayvon Martin? Okay? George Zimmerman. Who's shooting down you Israelites in the streets like fucking dogs? Okay? Your adversary is the so-called white man, Esau Edom. When you get pulled over by a cop who's patrolling your neighborhood, who didn't even fucking grow up in your neighborhood, okay? He's your adversary, okay? So you're supposed to agree with him. You're supposed to comply with what he asks you to do when he pulls you over, okay? When an officer comes to your neighborhood and he's ushering you people to go into the house, you're supposed to take your asses in the house, all right? You're supposed to comply. Or be cast into prison, which is basically what this scripture is saying, okay? To further expound on that, this is Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Let every soul, okay, be subject unto the higher powers. Who are the higher powers? Okay, these police officers, these military troops, okay, these public officials. But in this scenario, we're going to focus on the police officers and these military troops. Let every soul be subject unto higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. So even though these people are ruling over you, or ruling over us, okay, the Lord rules over them. The Lord controls what they do and don't do to you, okay? For there is no power but of Yahweh, okay? The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. So every cop, like I said, every cop that you come in contact with, he's ordained of the Most High. The Most High orchestrated him to be a cop and to pull you over or to come to your neighborhood at that point in time, okay? And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So when you resist what's being told to you by these officers, while the Lord has that calm spirit on them, hey, can I get your ID? If you resist or go in the house and you resist and you do what that idiot in that video did, okay, you're bringing damnation unto yourself. Which is why so many Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you get shot down by cops in the streets, okay? Because you resist, okay? You resist the power that was set up and ordained by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay? Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil, okay? They're not here to do good by you, okay? They're the whooping stick of the Lord. Will thou then not be afraid? So are you not going to be afraid of that power, okay? Are you not going to be afraid knowing that the Lord ordained them and they're here to be a whooping stick of the Lord? They're that leather belt that your mom whoops your ass with when you're a kid, okay? It's the same thing, okay? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same kind. So if you do what you're supposed to do, avoid confrontation, comply with these officers, you get to go home and you get to live another day, all right? Okay, you don't got to suffer the wrath of the Most High, okay? Verse 4. For he is the minister of Yahweh to thee for good, okay? So if you're doing what you're supposed to do, the cop gonna let you go with a ticket, man. He gonna tell you to go in the house. You're not gonna get shot in the head today, all right? You're not gonna end up on the 6 o'clock news. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, okay? So if you don't comply, you need to be afraid, okay? For he beareth not the sword in vain. Every one of these cops and these military troops, they don't carry the pistol for no reason. They don't carry AR-15s or 16s or whatever this shit's called. They don't carry the sword, okay? The modern day sword is the gun. They're not carrying it for no reason. They're carrying it to use it, okay? For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of Yahweh, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So if you happen to get into a scuffle with an officer and you come out on a losing end, okay? You end up in jail. The Lord ordained that for you, okay? Because you didn't comply, okay? Verse 5, wherefore ye must needs be subject not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake. So not only do you subjugate yourself unto what's being told to you by these officers, not only do you comply with these officers to avoid the wrath of the Most High, but you do it for common sense sake, okay? For your own well-being, okay? Verse 6, for this cause pay ye tribute also. Okay, so you pay tribute to these officers or whatever higher power is ordained over you, whether it be a supervisor at work. It's not saying kiss ass and suck up, but the scriptures do say be as wise as a serpent, but as harmless as a dove, okay? For this cause pay ye tribute also, for they are God's ministers, okay? They're the Lord's whooping stick, okay? The Lord has these Edomites out here as cops. Majority cops are Edomites. Why do you think that is? That's the Lord's whooping stick, okay? For they are God's ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. Everywhere you go, there's some type of law enforcement or security guard. If I go into Family Dollar, there's a security guard, okay? Attending continually, okay? Verse 7, render therefore to all their dues. Tribute to whom tribute is due, okay? You give tribute to whom tribute is due. Custom to whom custom is due, okay? Fear to whom fear is due. When these cops come into your neighborhoods, when these martial law troops come into your neighborhood, you should fear, okay? But you fear by complying, okay? Knowing that the Lord controls how that situation is going to play out, okay? So fear to whom fear is due, and honor to whom honor is due, okay? So basically you give credit where it's due, okay? If you know a cop's coming into your neighborhood, and like the scripture says, you know, right here in verse 4, that they not carrying a sword in vain, you need to comply with what's being said unto you, what's being told unto you, for your own sake, for conscience sake, okay? Okay? Ultimately knowing, like it says, right here in verse 1, let every soul be subject unto higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh, okay? So when you comply with these soldiers, okay, when they're telling you to do something that's reasonable, of course, you're complying with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you get to live another day. But when you're a wicked nigga, like in this video, which I'm going to play again, you don't get to live another day, all right?
Y'all might as well call extra backup. They talking about clear this up. We ain't going nowhere. This our hood. Y'all ain't run nothing down here.
Yo, let's go. Gotta clear this up.
We ain't going nowhere. It's over for that. We ain't going nowhere. I be damn, I let niggas see liking me. My niggas be what that was. I'm feeling good. Great, bitch. Run, junkie, run the mud. Nigga run up and get bummed. Blah. Niggas just outside the mud. My niggas nowhere on the set. This our hood. About to break down.
Hey, man, and you get the point, okay? 2/3 Israelites like this are going to be put to death, okay? So with that being said, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, for giving me the spirit to do this video, okay? Martial law. This is how you need to behave according to the scriptures, okay? Shalom.